everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna play more Witches and Warlocks, which is tons of fun. So let's just, without further ado, jump into the game, shall we? Clean the house. I even nightshade, the neat and tidy.
I'm sorry.
I have to apologize, even.
I
I would
always
thought you were
thought-
a thoughtless, bumbling, devil-may-care, airhead slob. Zero, one adjective at a time, please.
But
It seems like maybe deep down you're actually a responsible person. Yes, raise me more.
maybe.
Very, very deep down. Carefully, I climbed the ladder, a pile of cleaning equipment in my hand.
How?
How was Damien injured so badly? They said that they were trying to clean the top shelf of this cupboard. While on the ladder, one of their joints gave out suddenly.
Ouch.
Yeah. I sigh. It's rare for that to happen to Damien. They're not even a klutz, so I'm pretty worried.
Oh, now.
Even.
Don't worry.
I'm sure Damien will come in tip-top shape after their surgery at the human shop. Oh, thank you for the reassurance, Zero. I missed you. So am I. And I want to give Damien a big surprise when they get back and find this place also looks bad. Not even a single crumb of meat to be found.
Are you sure?
I think that's very kind of you, only. Are you sure you'll be fine? What do you mean?
May I remind
You're
you?
barely keeping your balance on top of that rickety ladder while holding a mop in one hand and a pail of salty water in another.
Well,
Series of tasks that would challenge even a trained acrobat.
Right.
I am? Oh, I am!
Amazing.
Reasonably talented, am I?
don't.
Accidentally tripped and fall too. You're such a worry rat, Zero. I tiptoed on the upmost rung, straining to reach the corner of the cupboard shelf with my mop.
The incomparable.
No accidents
The
could
one
possibly
and only.
happen to even Nightshade, the one, the only. Cockroach!
Careful.
I guess my cat doesn't like the cockroach either. Flash away from the creepy crawly and simultaneously lose my balance. For one dizzying moment, I am in free fall. An unseen force catches me midair.
Huh?
I'm floating? Buoyed up in the midair by an invisible wave, as are my mop and pail on either side of me. Slowly the warp ebbs away, settling me and my mop pail gently on the floor. My brain rattles into my skull as I recover from the fall.
Whoa.
What happened?
Thank goodness.
Goodness, I caught you in time. You scared me to death. Aw, Zero. But Zero, you're apologized. Unless you want to turn into one, don't ever do something so.
Wait.
Wait, that's it. I'm an idiot. I should have taught you telekinesis. Telekina what?
That's right.
It's a poltergeist spell that allows you to move physically objects. I can't read. That allows you to move physical objects about, like slamming doors in empty rooms, breaking plates, plunging cosmetic boxes into ponds, or catching witches falling from ladders. Precisely. Or controlling a mop and pail into cleaning the cupboard without needing to hold them yourself.
Can you teach me?
Ooh, that sounds useful. Teach me, Zero.
Pay attention.
Alright, prepare yourself, Raven. I'm going to teach you how to cast telekinesis. Hey!
Telekinesis.
Inch by inch, the mop and the pail raise up from the ground like zombies from the grave. Dip the mop into the pail, take the mop out.
Well done.
Not bad. Why wipe the mop on the shelf?
But
With a spell such as telekinesis, concentration is absolute key. How strange. There's a round button-like thing. The instant you lose it.
Huh?
It's moving. It's moving. Spell breaks. Cockroach! It flies. Zero! It's flying. The mop and pail drop as the small brown creature swirls through the room before propelling up and out of the open window.
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis. Oh. Zero catches the mop right before it lands on my head, and a look of relief crosses his face briefly. I accidentally use his voice there, but it's fine.
Huh.
Telekinesis isn't as easy a spell to cast, especially when you're casting it for the first time. And being frightened by flying cockroaches.
Well.
That too. When you're quite recovered, shall we try again? After an hour under Zero's tutelage, I selected to clean not just the cupboard, but every nook and cranny of the kitchen.
Yes.
There, when Damien returns, Avon, I'm home.
Yeah.
They're back!
I...
Can I stay? I would like to see the look of surprise on their face, too.
Of course.
Thank you for all of your help, Zero.
Apologies.
I'm sorry, I've caused mess in the kitchen earlier due to my accident. I'm going to clean it right away. Don't worry.
Oh!
Avon and Zero? What are you, and where's the kitchen? Oh! Today I went work. Okay, that was sudden cut. Oh, I'm so cute. Nothing special happened. I learned a good amount of pocket money.
Zero.
Guess what?
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 Come on.
Guess.
Fine.
Neither you nor have the time to. Fine, I'll guess.
Yes.
Woohoo! He squints at me skeptically.
Did you?
Just set the kitchen on fire again, making scrambled eggs.
Huh?
What?
Well,
Did you?
no. I see.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose you must have caused an explosion akin to when you put the wrong ingredient to your potion and burned down your flat.
No way.
I didn't. Jeez.
Don't tell me.
You accidentally summoned that 36-armed tentacle demon again while trying to practice spells.
No, no, no.
In that
Huh.
case...
In that case, I'm surely out of possible ideas. With much enthusiasm, I whip up a peace sign and angle it stylishly against my face.
Right.
I'm ready to learn the glow spell.
May I remind you?
That the glow spell is the very first spell that Estella taught you at the start of the year.
Yes.
Uh-huh, that's the one. Let's do this.
Uh,
Looks like it only took you 9 months to get ready to learn it. Excellent progress, Avon. At this rate, you'll pass the Halloween exams with flying colors. You think so too, huh? Well, I'm so blind to sarcasm.
The one and only.
It's quite natural to find yourself speechless in front of a witch as brilliant as the one and only Nightshade.
I admit it.
You often reduce me to speechlessness.
What?
But I need you to teach me the spell at some point, you know.
That's right.
You're right. We don't have time for sarcastic banter with each other.
Pay attention.
Prepare yourself, Avon. I'm going to teach you how to cast glow.
Glow.
Well, thank you, Avon. Thank you. Zero. Can't forget your name there, but that's fine. An orb of pure gold brightness flowers in the cusp of my palms. At first, it faints and nebulous, but with each beat of my heart, the light shines more and more radiantly.
Zero.
Zero?
Right.
I did it! I spin around in delight and find Zero watching me with one of those rare, sweet, wistful smile of his. Oh, I wish to see it.
Well done.
Oh, he's so cute! Ah! I love the chibi. Yes, well done, Avon. I don't understand why, but seeing Zero's smile always makes something twist inside of my heart. Yes! I ship! Praise me!
I did.
I just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, praise me more!
Maybe.
Maybe I will if you pass your exam, that is. Aww.
Work hard and do
Avon,
your best.
it all depends on you from here on out. The more I look at his smile, the more I find the secret hollow in my heart twisting more sharply than usual. Turning away from him, I toss the glowing orb into the quiet evening sky.
Anyway.
Now it's your turn.
Mhm.
Come on.
My glow must be feeling lonely up there all by itself.
Yeah.
With the moon
right.
and all the stars to keep company.
Well.
They're so far away, Zero. You're right here. Quietly, so very quietly that I'm not sure I really did hear it. A soft whisper.
All right.
For you, Avon. Oh, help me. I love it. Okay, I'm going with Zero. From behind me, an orb of azure light flows fast, drifting up and up to join its golden counterpart.
You know.
Mortal calls them ghost lights, will of the wisps. I think I read that wrong, but that's fine. Huh? Every poltergeist can cast the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Malevolent ones would cast them before unwary travelers, using its light to lure them to the road and perish in quaking bogs and silent dark tarns. When the darkness all around you, you find it can be worse to travel with a light that is unreliable than with no light at all. Somehow Zero's voice carries a hint of bitterness with it. I can't help but lean forward to try and put my head on his shoulder.
Hey!
Son, sorry.
You
You know better than to do that. How can I not? I want to touch you so bad.
Whoa.
I can't help it. You're my reliable light, Zero.
What?
What?
Don't you
Your
know?
glowing blue porridge eyes is always looking out for me, so you can't blame me if I keep wanting to lean on your shoulder. I ship!
You can't.
Can't. You'll fall right through and disturb my form in the process. Like just now, huh? I grin at him, but his smile is nowhere to be found, although his cheek seems to be a tinge of a faint blush.
So,
You learned how to cast glow. Our lessons is over. I'm heading off before you do something stupid again.
Zero.
He dematerialized in front of my eyes.
Zero.
Feeling a little crestfallen, I set off in the direction of my house. Just before I am about to leave the field, I pause and look back one last time. The glowing two orbs, golden blue, are still adrift in the evening sky. Corners of my mouth curl upward. I continue on my way, my steps lighter than before.
Da-di-da.
Can't find my books, da-di-da, must be stolen by crooks. You probably left them in your bag you lent me to your roommate. Oh wait, I forgot his voice, but whatever. I squint while protruding my lips and holding my chin in my hand as I think hardly on mentally retracing my steps from not so earlier today.
Wow.
I did do that, huh? Wait, Leo, when did you get here? Leo,
watch
it's
yourself.
Lawrence. Lawrence. Watch yourself, witch. Lawrence takes a moment to pause and sniff the air. The way his nose stitches is way too adorable. Or the next time you have eggs and bacon, I'll be coming to clean some myself.
How?
How do you all know this? Creepy.
No.
It's not. He sighs and pinches the bridge of his nose.
Again.
In case you forgot again, I am a werewolf. You have the best sense of smell in all of Halloween Town. I caught your stand near West Shop, but it was muddled with several people mingling there at once. Since that Frankenstein creature came in not long after and you so easily gave them your bag without second thought, I assumed you lived together.
But
Although I could imagine doing something like that regardless.
Wow.
Wow, we do actually. That's some pretty impressive detective work. Sight is deceptive, but sounds never lie. Oh hey, do you know where Damien is now? Help me track them down. I need my stuff for my next class.
do it yourself.
Find them yourself.
How?
How am I supposed to do that? Throw my arms in greatly exhibited manner and look at my werewolf companion with a huge pout on my face. Not
Like-
everyone has an all-seeing eye and all-knowing magic nose like you do.
Well,
You did ask me to teach you magic, didn't you? Yes?
I'll show you.
Then buckle up, Buttercup. I'll show you how to follow a scent the way I can using the spell Scent Track. Buttercup? No, Lawrence, don't you flirt with me. I already know I'm going with zero this time. But you're making me sway.
All right.
I'm all ears. Giddily, I cupped one hand behind each ear. Lawrence let out a disgruntled cough.
Pay attention.
Avon, I said teach you how to cast Scent Track. Lawrence demonstrate how I can smell the way wolves do. I thought it would be complicated to improve my senses like that, but it's actually pretty simple. With the right spell, I guess anything is possible.
Scent track.
After casting it, I take a deep breath in through my nose as if there were a delicious brew cooking on the stovetop.
Wow.
It's like a whole new world opened up before my very nose.
Maybe.
As long as you get a good whiff of it first, you can track just about anything. Maybe and feel too. Track and feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of running around. I don't have the words right to convey how terrible that pun was, but I'll track you down later. That was pretty terrible. I grin as I lean towards him and take a few sniffs.
Oh.
Hey now, you actually smell kinda nice! And that chibi, honestly, the chibi drawing is the cutest. Sensational even!
What?
Now,
Now.
who's being creepy?
Come on.
Oh come on, you started it.
What?
I mean it though, you have a really earthy smell to you, like wildflowers and tree bark and mud.
Well.
I like rolling in puddles when no one else is around. Puddles? Really? Don't tell me you roll around in stinky dead things too. My mouth ajar, I slap both my hands against my cheek.
Oh.
Wait, is that why you work at? Okay, we're
We're
done
done.
here.
What?
But leave.
All right.
Okay, fine. Smell you later, Lawrence. Oh! Okay, I'm so conflicted. I love Lawrence and Zero both the same.
Zero.
I've been thinking,
Well done.
splendid. Will it become something you intend to do on a regular basis?
Right.
You've been around Halloween Town for ages, haven't you?
Yes.
You could say that.
Well.
Remember when we first met at the night a century ago? Wait, a century? I'm a century years old? I didn't expect that, but okay. I was a snotty little kid.
Why?
The past tense, even. And when I suddenly saw you glaring and hovering right in front of me, I burst into tears.
I...
Wasn't glaring, and I clearly remembered I apologized repeatedly.
Right.
You did. I stopped crying because it looked like I was scaring you even more than you were scaring me.
I admit it.
Not the most glorious highlight of my career as apologize, I will admit. Sticker excuse my lips.
Well.
Pretty glorious to look back on now, though.
Anyway.
You probably know all kinds of things about Halloween Town. Probably. It's not just the generations of students who attended Demerwin High,
Yes.
a school of long and distinguished history,
And then.
and the graduation exams they had to take every Halloween.
I see.
Oh yes, I see what you're after now. I love him.
Can you teach
Teach me, Zero. Teach me cast a spell that will help me pass all the Halloween exams. Unfortunately, no such spell exists.
That's
Estella does a
obvious.
great job at changing the nature and layout of the exams year by year. The obstacles she sets up are unpredictable even to me.
No way.
Alas, alack, oh woe is me.
But...
However,
Mm-hmm.
one test I noticed she is particularly fond of is to devise a monster that will try to obstruct the student.
Yeah.
How scary! What is the monster's weakness? It's difficult to say. On some years, the monster she used was weak to fire, on others weak to ice.
Maybe.
Some could only be overcome by magic, others had to be stopped by physical objects. How depressingly unpredictable. The great show of expiration, I threw my hat in the air and knocked back my head.
No way.
There's no shortcut to passing, huh?
Actually...
But come to think of it, none of them are invulnerable to noise. I perk back up. A noise?
Yes.
I can teach you Wail, a spell that lets you emit a screech so loud it deafens and stuns anything within hearing range.
Mm-hmm.
It also temporarily blocks your ears so you won't become a part of the affected party. Hellhound, imps, harpies, even dragons hit any of them with Wail at full blast, and they all need a minute or 10 to regain their senses.
Maybe.
It could buy you the breathing room you need to get away.
Right.
That sounds useful! Wait, did you say dragons?
Don't worry.
Don't worry about that. The school made her stop using them on students after too many concerned parents complained.
Pay attention.
Anyway, prepare yourself, Even. I'm going to teach you how to cast Wail. Ready?
Wait.
1 second. Your neighbors
Yes.
have been warned and are out walking their hellhounds.
Mm-hmm.
Damien
Yeah.
has taken off their ears.
Hmm.
Okay, good. Zero stops his ears with his fingers and scrunches his face.
All right.
Now. Judging by the expression of the excruciating pain on Zero's face, Will is even more powerful than I ever imagined.
Stop.
Enough! Stop! I was just starting to have fun.
Stop it.
Any louder and you'll cause nearby windows and mirrors to shatter. Not to mention all those vials of potions you have stocked up. Wouldn't want to purchase all of those for exams now, would you? Oh no. Was I really that loud?
Yes.
You were. Be sure to use Will carefully and sparingly. Zero folded his arms, looked quite pleased in himself.
Huh.
I love to see the look on Estella's face when she finds out her precious monsters can all be beaten by someone screaming very, very loudly. You know, Zero, I'm surprised you're on the first name basis with Miss Mackwitch. She's so forbidding and severe to everyone.
Because...
That's because you haven't known her since the first day she arrived at Halloween Town. Lost and penniless and running away from a broken heart. Miss Magwitch? Broken heart? How, who, why, and when?
Don't.
I'm not going to gossip with you, but your superiors. Practice the spell a couple more times when nobody's nearby, obviously. And when the day of reckoning comes, wail and watch Miss Magwitch. In Magwitch, monsters flee in terror.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking around the human shop, all I can see are couples that should be together. If only I could give them a nudge in the right direction. This sucks. Why do I have to work when I have such an important higher calling? No, bad Avon, I have to study. I looked down at my open spell book, which sits at the counter. Mr. West told me I could study here until someone came to register, and memorizing ingredients shouldn't be too hard. Right?
Whoa.
Let's see. Pumpkin newt, no pumpkin root, mixed with cherry eye? What's that? Oh wait, it says walleye. Who decided that learning potions mean reading anyway? All you do is dump a bunch of junk in a pot, so you should be able to wing it.
Yeah.
What's the point of studying? They're both the same, aren't they? How am I supposed to pick? I lift my head and watch Carmilla flit between the shelves. When she spies the customer, there's a smile curling up her face and a glint of something in her eyes. She beelines towards him, then gently places a hand on his back.
My dear.
It's just packaged fingers.
You know?
Don't make the decision any harder than it is to be. They're both fine products. You'll notice the one on the left is dried, the right is fresh.
I'm sure.
Still, I'm sure a capable mage such as yourself will be used both to its fullest potential. Oh, alright, I'll take both. God, she's such a witchery vampire. I knew you were something special when I first saw you, darling. Her hand slithers up the customer's back, then wraps around his shoulders. Carmilla pulls in closer to him, and a dark blush creeps up his neck as she does.
But, you know.
You don't want to put your ingredient in just any old cauldron, do you?
Am
We
I
recently started carrying magical implements, and a miracle worker of your caliber deserves the best of the best, or am I wrong? Oh, alright, you have a point. You see, I'm making a... This continues for at least a good half hour. I'm absolutely mesmerized as I watch Carmilla direct him around the shop, whispering sweet suggestions in his ears. Eventually, I can even see the customer's face behind the pile of goods in his arms. And I suspected it takes forever to ring everything up when they finally arrive at the counter.
Thanks for your purchase.
Thank you so much for your purchase, doll. Don't be a stranger, you hear? Oh, of course not, Miss Carmilla. I'll be back next week. No, tomorrow. I'll never go anywhere else. I knew you had a remarkable taste. Thanks again. As the man pays, I watch a mouth hanging open as he stumbles off with the half of the store in tow. There's a sudden gentle pressure on the bottom of my jaw as Carmilla closes it with her finger.
My dear.
Oh, little witch, don't tell me you're falling for me too.
No way.
No way, but I think anyone who isn't as powerful as I am would have been falling all over themselves by now. You were amazing. But that was all just you, was it? For someone who really studies, he's got a keen intuition.
You're right.
You're absolutely right. Indeed, he liked me just fine. But I may have given him just a teensy nudge.
Right.
A magical nudge, right?
Correct.
Correct.
You know?
Celebrate for you, my struggling employee. We vampires have a natural ability to enthrall and hypnotize mortals, or the lesser undead at our leisure. A spell you may refer to as enthrall.
Now.
There's so much a seed of potential for that feeling to flourish. We can... Smiling, she mimes the bloom of a flower with both hands.
Now.
Help it sprout, so to speak.
What?
So, you're saying you could instantly make anyone like you? The endless possibilities soon rack my brain. Imagine what a distinguished matchmaker that's me could do with a spell like...
Not
Not
quite.
quite, love.
Now.
We can't do anything at all against those with indomitable wills such as yourself, nor we can replace genuine feelings of friendship or love either, for that matter.
And
But
so,
enthrall makes friendship easy to imitate, so I try a little bit nice about it. It makes the job and other things much easier after all.
Wow.
I see, no wonder Mr. West has been singing your praises. Has he now? I suppose I am his best saleswoman, but I just work here for fun, not like you, my dear.
Yes.
Yes, it's super hard, Carmilla. I wish I was even half as beautiful and talented as you. She straightens up, places a hand against her cheek, and turns to me to hide her in her cape's collar. Carmilla's good at dishing out compliments, but she really can take them, huh? Cute.
Oh my.
I suppose you do have a little potential. Tell you what, you've been poring over those books for hours. I'll give you a liberty lesson as a reward for your flattery.
All right.
I'm at your disposal, my lady. I take an exaggerated bow and grin up at her. She immediately clasps both her hands together.
Oh dear.
Oh, you're so cute that I could just eat you up. Just don't think I'll go easy on you because of that.
Listen carefully.
Alright, listen carefully. I'll teach you how to cause enthrall. We get to work. Carmilla points out a page in my book with a potion of enthrallment, then steers me around the store so I can collect the ingredient myself. I think I learn better by doing things. It's easier to remember what everything is when I'm physically holding it all as being coached by someone else. Brewing takes a while, so Carmilla moves around while helping other customers. Still, she manages to check in on me now and then. At one point, she sees my progress and even nods in satisfaction.
Well,
And that's everything. Now ring it all up, dear. The only way it will work. I wrinkle up my nose at the smell, like 2 or 3 perfumes that she'll never mix, but still pour the potion down my throat.
enthrall.
How do you feel?
Um,
Kind of tingly?
Wonderful. Now,
Then at least sounds correct for another being. Now wait until someone comes in too. Don't worry, I already have someone in mind. A mischievous grin slides across my lips as I call upstairs to Mr. West.
come on.
Hey, Mr. West! My voice echoes through the shop, but it's still nothing like the one that booms back at me. What?
Yes.
I need a raise? Ah, no way, newbie. You just started here. Get back to work. I think in confusion and exasperated, I turn back to Carmilla.
Huh?
What? Why didn't that work? Oh, my poor sweet student. It's your very first time enthralling. It takes significant practice to make it work on someone like grumpy old Mr. West. You need someone to be almost... You will need to be almost as talented and excellent as moi. Oh,
Don't you worry.
don't worry your pretty little head one bit, my dear. Carmilla gives me a sharp pat on top of my head.
You know?
The lovely Carmilla will teach you all sorts of things and will be rolling in dough in no time at all. How does that sound?
Wow.
Great, you really are the best, Carmilla.
Oh my.
My. I think I'm going to enjoy watching your progress, Avon.
My dear little.
Let's continue to work hard. Can't you have failing on these exams, no?
0.
Look at these! Look at the geese! God, I can't read. Off they go for winter vacation. Above us, a flock of wild geese are winging southward. The pattern of their flight moves slight and graceful against the deepening twilight. You know, I sometimes wonder what it would be like to be a bird flying south, across roaring dark seas and never-ending desert dunes.
Yes.
The ruins of forgotten cities and new towns bursting to life. And through orchids and caravan trails and little sparkling oases, and over the high, lonely folded in bloom. Zero and I are silent for a moment as we contemplate how wonderful the bird's annual pilgrimage must be.
Unfortunately.
Sadly, I do not know any spell that lets you turn to wild goose. But
Well.
do you want to know how it feels to be airborne?
Can you teach me?
You can teach me a spell to fly? Really?
No.
Almost. I can teach you a spell that allows you to hover. You won't grow wings or dance in the sky or feel the shouting wind sweep against your face.
But.
Hover will let you slip the surly bonds of the earth for a time.
0.
Teach me hover.
All right.
Prepare yourself, Avon. I'm going to teach you how to cast hover.
Hover.
Some dual and heavy force which I hadn't realized was dragging me down all this time began to fray. My shoulders felt light as though I had slipped off a bag full of stones.
0.
My feet, they're
Yes.
no longer touching the ground. Yes, we have left off.
Don't
You'll
worry.
find it difficult to keep upright in the air. Your first attempt. Don't worry, it's perfectly natural.
0.
I'm flying! I'm flying! Fling my arms wide as I would if they were wings, the dry autumn breeze caressing my face, my hair, my skin.
Alright.
Geese, all you silly geese, watch this! I dart at the small clutch of wild geese circling above, watching me half in askance and half in curiosity. As I inch closer, they erupt in a cacophony of indignant cries and dart off in every direction, leaving me gasping with laughter.
Yes.
I can fly. 0, let's fly south too. If only
Unfortunately.
you could. What's happening? My arms feel heavy.
Don't.
You've done extraordinarily well for someone who has cast hover for the first time. Don't push your luck, Ava. It isn't safe to try to climb any higher.
Why?
Why not? I'm going to keep flying.
Well.
Time for you to come down to Earth before Earth drags you down and makes you flatter than a pancake. Flatter than a pancake?
That's how it
what
is.
happened when you run out of magic, and gravity takes its revenge.
Pay attention.
This is hover, not insubstantiate. You still have a physical form after all. Reluctantly, I give in for the pulling forces that seem intent on bringing me down from the air.
You know.
Those who just learn hover usually cannot keep airborne higher than a few inches and longer than a few seconds.
But
With more practice, you learn to go higher and longer. But you will have a limit, and so do I. Even you? My feet once again brush the ground. I find myself double over and panting, as though I had just run a marathon.
of course.
Your attitude just now, we poltergeists can use hover pretty much indefinitely. But even we have a limit to how high we can reach before our magic fails us. When we cast hover, we use supernatural magic to surpass the limitations placed on us by nature for a minute, an hour, a day, but their flight even. We turn to watch the little specks from the flock of wild geese disappear from view into the horizon.
Yes.
It's a magic all of its own. Oh, Zero suddenly turning sentimental. Since there's basically no customers, I was lunging near the cash register and flipping through a magazine. That's when I got interrupted by someone clearing their throat. Glancing up, I saw Damien, who looked extremely uncomfortable. After my usual dance around them and them shying away, they finally confessed to have lost an ear that they were now looking to replace. Using Soundtrack, I was able to locate a fitting one in a flash, rewarding me with one of Damien's rare smiles and a pat on the back from Mr. West. At the end of the day, I get even more tips than usual.
Zero.
You know, Zero?
Yes.
Avon.
Whoa.
I've been thinking I know very little about you, don't I?
That's right.
You know very little about everything, Avon. That is why you are in such an imminent danger of flunking your exams and getting expelled from Demora High.
Speaking of which,
How far did you progress with tonight's study plans?
Um,
You've been by my side the whole time. You probably know the answer to that question better than I do.
oh yeah.
Do I? In which case I must warn you that unless you start studying seriously, and stop wasting time asking inane questions.
right.
That's just it. Poke my arms across my chest in most executive expressions I can muster. Well, we sure like to use this word, and I can't read it for life. Zero isn't escaping this time.
Huh?
Whenever I bring up the topic of your past, you try to deflect it and change the subject.
Do I?
No.
Yes.
You do, Zero. You're my oldest friend, and I want to know more about you. Maybe sometime soon, not more than friends.
Would.
If you don't wish to tell me anything, all you have to do is say so. Now I'll stop, because I respect your privacy. Good job, Avon. It isn't a matter of privacy. He lets out a defeated sigh.
Actually.
The reason I don't like to talk about my past is hardly that glamorous. I simply haven't much of a past to talk about.
Would.
You haven't been poltergeist for quite a long time, haven't you?
Yes.
For much, much too long.
My earliest memories.
We're off haunting the north part of the graveyard and the name escapes me.
It
It was a quaint little English village.
I remember.
The vane of the church steeple gleamed in midday, and the low, sad chimes of the church bell, telling the hour to those whom it no longer meant anything. His eyes are all hazy like night sky as he reminisces about the distant memories of his past.
Oh.
It sounds so peaceful there. He whips up his head towards me, my comment having broken him from his trance.
No.
Peaceful? It was so unbearably boring that it drove me out of my mind.
Eventually.
One fine night, I decided I couldn't stand it any longer and I left. I
I
went here and there, haunting whatever took my fancy. Lonely, wind-swept roads, crumbling, disused castles, and dark quaking barns. Were you fond of those days? Not a bit.
In the past.
I was light and free, and at a loss, so to speak. I drifted aimlessly whenever the wind blew. One evening, I went up here in Halloween Town.
Actually.
I didn't play to stay longer than I did anywhere else. For one reason after another, I was never able to get around to leaving. Eventually, I just got used to the idea of living here. Is there anything you miss? But living here is great, isn't it? Just me! I gaze into Zero's eyes, which have become low and smoldering like embers about to die. Instinctively, I reach out to touch him, but check myself at the last moment. Zero observes this with a sad smile. No, my heart! Oh, I hate it. I hate that we can't touch him. What does that mean?
What?
What does that mean?
Well,
That the thing holding you is losing its grip. What does that mean?
That means...
My memory is weakening in my old age, which is pardonable since I've been in Halloween Town long before you were ever born.
But...
You, my dear Ivan, are young, and unless your memory starts improving dramatically, in the great haste you will fail your Halloween exams and get expelled from school. I didn't expect it to go that way.
yeah.
Fine, be that way. I turned my books in a huff, just about to lick my pants. Zero speaks up.
Thank you.
A1. What for?
Never mind.
Nothing. Never mind. Oh, he stays because of me, didn't he? Oh, Zero, you don't need to be so shy. We spent the rest of the night in companionable silence. And that, everyone, have to wrap up for the day. I would love to finish Zero for now, but I kind of want to make this video just 30 minutes only. So, that's where we'll wrap up. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye bye!